Hello and welcome to Postcards 57. I've got a few little choice nuggets to show you. I've been having terrible problems this end with viruses, but I'm hoping that I can get through this lot without too much interference. It's hard to believe that this is a painting at all. It's so sharp and wonderful, isn't it? Look at her. Interesting hills in the background, I suppose. This is from the Ferenz Gallery in Hull, and it is a picture by Gerald Brockhurst, and it's oil on canvas. And that is, I think that's rather fine, very unusual. Here's something completely random. It's a robin redbreast that's had rather a lot to eat, including several bites from the Christmas pudding, and it says enjoy Boxing Day. And this is by Tom Sweeney, and it is printed in Basingstoke, which is where I'm broadcasting from now. Now something more heavy duty. That's rather fine. I've shown this one before actually, but it is well worth seeing again. This is by Walter Goodin, Above All the Set, from the old chalk pit. And I think you can definitely see the old chalk pit there. You can see the white. Not cliffs of Dover, but nevertheless. And slightly more than 50% sky. My little pud, so as you can see. Very restful, very nice. Don't quite know what we can see in the distance. Little huddle of buildings, maybe. Yes. And some cultivation, which is obviously fields, isn't it? There we are. Here's something which owes not a little to imagination. I was sent this by Helen Burrows, so thank you, Helen. And she tells me this is from the Pallant House where I've been with her. And if you look carefully, you can see Minnie or even Mickey Mouse. This is called Lunch with James, and it is gesso plastic and oil on canvas. A private collection from the Mayor Gallery, courtesy of the artist. That's from the Pallant House, which is well worth visiting if you're ever in Chichester. It's got a small number of very, very select items. Really nice. Now, this is Jacob Epstein, who 1880 to 1959. I'm sure Epstein is well known to a number of you. And this is a Poisson that appears to be stripped to the waist, or even worse. He was a UK and US sculptor. It says here, I've written some notes. A specialist in bronze and stone. Enjoyed many styles and influences. He was also a painter. And it adds, he was thick-skinned. I suppose that means he can endure printed criticism. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Here's another from the Appleyard collection, which is a lovely bookmark and a lady near some, I think, roses. Yes, I think so. She looks perhaps no longer in the first flush of youth. And this picture was done in 1910 and is called Rising Splendor. And it's courtesy of the Appleyard estate. There we are. And it is courtesy of the Hampshire culture.org.uk. There we are. And as I speak, there's an exhibition of Appleyard's paintings. Very, very well worth visiting. About 40 in Gosport in Hampshire on the coast. So it's not that difficult to get to if you're in the area. How about that? Is that the sun setting, the sun rising, or what? This is untitled, but they've put in brackets setting sun, and I agree with them. Except I wasn't certain if it was the setting sun, but it turns out it is. Setting sun. There we are. And some water. Hampshire Cultural Trust is registered charity, imaged by kind courtesy of the Appleyard estate, and it's copyrighted. Of course, it's copyrighted. There we are. Oh, I think that's rather modest, but it's rather good. Here's a little bookmark. Again from Appleyard. And a lady in a long white dress. There's a lot here I don't quite know how to summarize, so I won't. The spirit of the summit. And it is, as I say, rising splendor, imaged by courtesy of the Appleyard estate. Well, the Appleyard estate, I'd like to be in contact with you because Mr. Fred Appleyard painted my grandmother a little over 100 years ago. That's nothing to do with anything, except to show you this, which is another young lady from the Rising Splendor exhibition, which I went to in Winchester, is the Itchen Valley landscape with figure. And this was done in 1930. So not a long time before the outbreak, I'm so sorry to have to say, of the Second World War. And it's the Itchen Valley. There's the Itchen and the Test, and there's the two rivers that go like this, and then they go running into the sea at Southampton. And there we are. She is in white. She may be a fairy figure. Yes, I don't think there's any attempt at realism. It's almost pointillism. If you look at that, she's not necessarily to scale, is she? And it's not spoilt by that fact. And there's disparate points in the trees to the right, and to the left, the clouds breaking and opaquing and maybe even bearing rainwater. And last, but by no means first, slightly more austere. This is from the same exhibition, which I keep on saying, and again it is untitled. Let's see what we make of it. Enormous amount of cloud. Some trees. Probably some grasses here. A lot of action happening in the heavens. A little bit of blue sky poking through. An old saying, enough to make a Dutchman a pair of trousers. Well, this has been Postcards 57. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching.